Why is cross-border IP enforcement difficult for digital nomads? Imagine creating something amazing while traveling around the world, only to find out that protecting it is more complicated than you thought. That's what many digital nomads face when it comes to enforcing their intellectual property rights across borders. When you work in different countries, each has its own set of laws, enforcement rules, and attitudes about intellectual property. This makes it tricky to know where your rights are strongest or how to defend them. One big challenge is jurisdiction. Since digital nomads often don't have a fixed address, it's hard to pin down which country's laws apply. If someone copies your work online, figuring out where to take legal action can be confusing. Some countries have strict laws and quick enforcement, while others might lack the resources or political will to act fast. This inconsistency makes it tough to protect your work everywhere you operate. The digital nature of a nomad's work adds another layer of difficulty. Content like software, designs, or trademarks can be stolen or copied online from anywhere. Because the internet is borderless, infringers can hide behind different countries, servers, or platforms. If your work is hosted on a platform based in one country, and the infringer is in another, you need to navigate multiple legal systems to get action taken. Sometimes, platforms like social media or online marketplaces are slow or uncooperative when you request takedowns. Monitoring your intellectual property is also harder when you're constantly moving. Unlike a traditional office, shared workspaces or informal settings don't always have strict controls. This can lead to accidental leaks or misuse of your work. Without a fixed location, it's harder to keep track of who is using your content or if someone is infringing on your rights. Legal contracts are essential but tricky to enforce across borders. If you don't have clear agreements that specify who owns what and how disputes will be handled internationally, you risk losing control of your creations. Enforcing these contracts can be costly and time-consuming, especially if you're not familiar with local laws or don't have access to legal help in every country you work from. Pursuing legal action across borders is often expensive and slow. For individual digital nomads or small businesses, the costs of legal fees, court procedures, and international cooperation can outweigh the value of the intellectual property itself. This discourages many from trying to enforce their rights, leaving their work vulnerable. To protect their work better, digital nomads should use clear contracts that specify intellectual property rights and responsibilities. Digital tools like online monitoring services can help spot unauthorized use. Using legal mechanisms such as Digital Millennium Copyright Act, takedown, requests on platforms based in countries with strong enforcement can be effective. Consulting legal experts familiar with international intellectual property laws can also make a big difference. And always be cautious about sharing sensitive information in shared workspaces or casual online environments. In the end, the borderless way digital nomads work clashes with the traditional, territory-based system of intellectual property enforcement. Protecting your creations requires planning, legal knowledge, and proactive steps to stay ahead of potential infringement issues.